Yay, it says live. Woohoo! Alright.
All right.
We live?
I
In
think we
theory.
are. I'm checking on the page right now. I updated the podcast page, and I see myself, and I see Eludra's face on there, which wasn't there last week, so yeah, we're live.
All
Great.
right. Okay, good. Yeah, Bright Totem heard us, so let's do it, guys.
Woo!
Alright. Woo! Alright. Here we go. Moment of silence. So I can find the frickin' place on the audio. Oh, yawning.
That was a psych myself out sigh.
Oh, okay. Alright, here we go.
We
In.
are live.
On this episode of the AIE Podcast,
We talk about the highlights of this year in AIE.
What we did.
where we went.
Seriously, guys, we are taking over our own show. No guests allowed.
We, in fact, are our own guests.
All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community
From planet Earth and beyond!
This is the AIE Podcast.
Woo! All right. Welcome to episode number 221, or as McCullough likes to refer to it, the Baker Street episode.
Yes, sir.
We're celebrating the Aliyah Ayakdast gaming community. This is Tetsemi, and with me, as always, is Aludra.
Hey, AIE, I think you're awesome.
Yay,
Woo!
Aludra! And right over there, no, really, she's over, well, okay, there is McCullough.
Hey, guys, there's a quinoa apple bake in the guild kitchen. Sorry, first of the year, trying to be healthy.
No.
This week, we're going to do a small show covering the past year's shows and memories from the AIE Guild. And we'll be digging into the year in review shortly, but first, let's cover this week's news.
All right. Looking to play Magic the Gathering.
AIE News.
The
Did you
bumper.
forget there was a bumper?
Oh, I knew there was a bumper. I was waiting for it. All right. So, looking to play Magic the Gathering. Saphira is trying to get a game together with other AIE members. Take a look on the tabletop part of the Imperial Ludai section of the forums. So, not only do we have an Imperial Ludai section, but there's actually a tabletop section. Who knew? I didn't until I took a look today. And to prove that, yes, he is utterly insane, Ro is planning one more Molten Core run tonight, 10 p.m. server time. All you need to do is be level 100 with an eye level of 615, and guess who did that this afternoon? Yeah, it's me. I'm going.
Yeah,
And-
I my else up there enough, so.
Oh, you're
Might
all...
just be you. Yeah.
I just literally, I dinged 100 Friday,
Yep.
and I got 615 off a random kill in Grand today. So,
Nice.
our last month's Guildie of the Month Thugs has posted a great WoW follower guide in the forums, because if you're lost like I am, it's always a good idea to know where you're going. And speaking of Guildie of the Month, we have a brand new one, Capino from Eve. He reconned a boatload of moons and systems for the Corp to help them get established in our new home, which, you know, is a lot of spreadsheet work. Also, do you know a great AIE guildie? Well, of course you do. All of our AIE guildies are great.
Of course.
We are. We're going to be taking nominations for the new Guildie of the Month for February up through August really, up through January 11th. If you want to recommend a great AIE guildie, email that nomination to gotm@AIE-guild.org. Also in AIE news, the Final Fantasy gang has decided to take down Twintania, is that correct? I'm thinking it is. The plan right now is to run January 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Eastern at the very latest. If you're interested, please be well geared and generally know your class. They're not setting any gear requirements or anything. Just be mindful that Twintana cannot be taken down without everybody on their A game. And with that, let's get back to us and find out what happened this year in AIE.
So is this where we go into game news?
This would be normally where we go into game news, but that was up top. So, hey, we should probably talk about our highlights. Oh, actually, we're not there yet. Actually,
that sounds fun.
Well, that's a little later. I can't read.
Well then.
So, Eludra, you're up.
All right, guys. Well, this is typically the point in the show where our guests take over the show, and they're like, oh, this is what's going on, but we're the guests. We have subverted the rules and twisted them, so now I get to talk for a while.
Yay!
So, changes came to so what's been going on this year? AIE, the podcast, everything. Let's start with the podcast, okay? Big changes came to the podcast this year. We had Gomez and Akizad step away from the podcast to rejoin real life because apparently there was some real cool stuff going on over there that, well, it just hasn't quite reached over to us yet. So we're jealous. Real life, being all cool. We, of course, wish them both the best and hope they're enjoying their time in and out of game. And you can still say hi to them. They pop into various games now and then, so that's great. But on the brighter side of the news, Michaela and Tetsemi joined the podcast. Not that anybody could fill Gomez and Zod's shoes, but they're trying their best, and I think Michaela brought, like, 6 closets full of shoes with her?
Several, yes.
Yeah.
But they're only my size, hence nobody else can wear them.
Oh,
They're
no,
tiny.
nobody's ever going to fill, well, everybody's going to overfill your shoes and then rack them and stretch them, and then she's going to be mad. So, guys, just don't go near her shoes, okay?
No.
So we put out the word and asked you guys, the guildies, about some good AIE guild memories. So from Twitter, we got from Ben the Mage, at Al the Mage. Sorry, Ben the Mage, Al the Mage. Ugh, you'd think I get his name right. I only do a show with him. Taking down Gary the Rosh with Furt Raid was one of the best WoW memories they had this year. That's awesome. You're awesome. I was there. Abavan says, Remembrance Day was special for me. We were able to dedicate a candle in the Final Fantasy house to our fallen friends and family. And yes, they did. You could actually decorate the house in such a way that they put a candle in a special place and decorated around it, made it look all nice and memorialish, but not like overly so. It was very a tasteful little decoration and very nice. Jeff Namadin, J Namadin on Twitter, says there's this one episode where the host had trouble with words. Can't remember which one, though. I'm going to say safe bet and say most of them last year. Words are so difficult sometimes.
Right. And as Revenar AIE pointed out, you mean every time Akuzad was on?
Exactly.
And Jonas said, there's a lot to remember, but the one that comes to mind is finally getting the Exalted title. It was a rough climb. Hashtag AIE Guild. And just a reminder, folks, for those on Twitter, when we do send out news, we try and do the hashtag AIE Guild, all one word.
If you have room for it. It's cool
if
you don't.
you have room for it. Yep, if you don't, no worries. So, with that, what has everyone's highlight been for this year in AIE?
Well, let's go alphabetically. So, Eludra.
Oh, okay, yeah, just put me on the spot there just because
Yes,
I happen to have the cool A name, huh? You know, once upon a time this show was full of A names, and that wouldn't have flown.
Yeah. You're first, darling.
Man. Yeah, I know. Just wow. Okay. Well, let's see. Like Ben brought up, so many great raiding memories. Last year's when I started raiding with you guys, actually, and the Furt Raid team. Which was great. My last raid team kinda Noogie Nights, they kinda drifted apart there at the end, and that wasn't very fun because, you know, I wanted to kill things still. But then I got to join you guys, and that was super fun. That was great. Let me see. Last year is also going to be known as the year Aludra dug in dirt.
Yes.
What was
that
it that we figured
you're
out?
infamous for it.
Yeah. I like dug in all the dirt, like in all the games. Like if there was a game you could dig in dirt, I was there. I was even the Final Fantasy garden captain there for a while when everything was still new and shiny. So I was paying $15 a month to dig in dirt. Yeah.
You could do that over at our house. We need some gardening done.
Yeah, no, ironically, real gardening and me don't get along. It's like I have black thumbs or something. I don't even know. Let me see. I beat Ben in several things, including getting the official Battle Pets crown.
Oh, so pretty.
Yes. That was fun. That was like the best, actually, walking around at BlizzCon with my cool Battle Pets crown on, and Ben didn't have a Battle Pets crown, so it was even better.
It would have been awesome to see him, though, in the pink crown.
Oh, well, actually, I was nice, and I lent it to him so he could go wandering around in a pink crown. So those who wanted photo ops with Ben in a pink crown could get them. He said he owned the thing, you know. He was, like, standing in line, and people are looking at him. He's like, yeah, I got a pink crown. And
not with that ginger hair, though.
Hey, if Ariel could make it work, Ben could, too.
True.
Yeah, but I think, the rating was great last year, the friends were awesome, and there was much dirt to be dug in. So, Michaela, alphabetically, you're next. How was your year in gaming?
Well, I'm going to go with, you know what Alpha Mage said. This was the first time I really rated, and this was the first time that I completed stuff like at level rating as it was, valid content. And that Gary kill was sweet. Mm-hmm. And the next 17 Gary kills were sweet.
Where you got all the weapons?
She got all the heirlooms.
She got every heirloom there is, sometimes twice.
And I don't play alts, so
no.
Yeah. I've kept them just so I can remind, just to piss people off.
You mean like Alakaz and I when you got the tanking shield?
Yes, sir. There's nothing like torquing off your raid leaders, especially when you're married to one of them. So that in WoW was great. Of course, all the fun with the new expansion. Finally getting to 100 on Friday. But that's this year. We're talking about last year. For me, always with AIE, a huge part of it is the community piece of it. The real life, being able to do stuff with my guildies. And I'm sure you remember this was not an official guild event, but last April we happened to go to Southern California for a family vacation, and it was awesome enough to go out with Aludra and Thraxus and Link and his wife and the Muse and Maui and SJ, and actually just have a night out and have dinner, and I didn't want that dinner to end because it was such a fun night, just
fun
BSing and just going on. And of course then the always great event that is Nerdtacular, which we missed you at this year, my dear.
Yeah. Well, I made it to BlizzCon. You didn't.
You did, which is awesome, and you got to wear the pink crown of awesomeness. But honestly, besides like the rating stuff, for me, those real life events are my best memories, because it's awesome to play with your friends in game, but actually sitting next to them is one of the coolest experiences.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep, I agree.
And what about and also joining the AIE podcast to me has been one of my highlights. I think I'm going to call myself like an accidental podcaster. Because I had no idea what I was getting into when you messaged me and said, hey, what do you think about doing this? No clue! But it's been a blast being able to do this with the guild. So that's I think those are some of my huge highlights. How about you, Mr. Etzimi? Etzimi.
I think the big thing has to be all the different podcast things that were covered on the podcast. There's so many games that AI is involved in now, and getting to hear, about Eve, about Secret World, about what's going on in Star Wars, what's going about with Star Trek Online, and realizing how big the guild has gotten as far as the games are concerned, that we're not just focused on WoW anymore, but we've got other games with other podcasts spawned out of them, and just being a part of all that really has made this community fun, and getting to be on the podcast really, kind of. It's exciting now because you get your hands in all this and get to interview the people that are running the games and stuff. So I think my big highlight though has to be either the Nerdtacular get together that we did with everyone, or the real life events like the one we did in Southern California, or when we were doing like once a month, we'd get all the Phoenix people together and go out to dinner, and then we'd choose a different restaurant depending on what part of the valley we wanted to go to. So just getting together with all the AIE folks in real life was fun as well.
Yeah.
We need to get back on doing that.
It really was the
Yeah.
year of the friends,
Yep.
Yeah. Which is, we game with the people we like to be with. So, yeah, Year of the Friends is a great way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yep.
So again, we talk about the real life stuff. There were some huge events that we were involved in. The big one, the granddaddy of all nerd gatherings, is definitely Nerdtacular. It's the annual gathering of the Frog Pants community. It happens in Utah this year at the Snowbird Resort in July. It's an amazing 2-day event, though I think most of us got there early and stayed late. I know for us, we got there Wednesday, so we had the full day Thursday, the events Friday and Saturday, and then had Sunday to hang out with people and really get to know people. And if you have never been to Nerdtacular, you need to make the trek.
Mm-hmm.
The 2015 event is scheduled for July 31st, August 1st. Go. It's awesome. Also, an annual event that we're involved in, every Labor Day is DragonCon, of course, and a ton of AIE guildies were able to attend. I know they tried for a meetup as well the first night of DragonCon or the night before DragonCon, and our own Nicole and Brian, they actually ran the podcast track, so that's pretty cool. Again, a lot of AIE people there, also a lot of Frog Pants people there. Definitely, if you want to dare Atlanta in September and deal with the nerd funk, you should go.
You make it sound so great, though.
Doesn't it? Don't I? No, I mean I've heard it's great. But I heard just because of the heat and humidity that time of the year, and because it's such a huge cosplay con, that you do have a lot of that nerd funk. The one that is not near as funky, of course, is BlizzCon. BlizzCon 2014 happened. Yeah, it is pretty funky.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Good to know. But there are days of fun and nerddom at the Blizzard almost yearly event. And it's in the game, of course, that started AIE. WoW is one of the primary focuses. Tons of guildies attended, including the resident Warcraft Guild Master Langtheris. Live podcasts were done in the room, including the instance with very special guests. So, Aludra, you went to BlizzCon. You were heavily involved in the Guild Hall. How was it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was great. Are you kidding me? Like you said, a gathering of everybody online. I got to see some people that I hadn't seen since last BlizzCon and meet whole new people who just made it their first year. It was so great. I really wish you guys could have attended, though. It was fun.
And that's all my scheduling issue. I honestly had every intent of going, and then we got the play schedule. I'm like, okay, not this year.
Yeah, well, this year tell the plays no.
I can't. He has blackmail on me.
It doesn't matter. I'll get blackmail on you, and then we'll fight it out. Let me see. There was just so much great stuff going on. We even did, some guildies even organized trips to Disneyland. Then, of course, there was the Warcraft movie thing that was super secret and a super long line. And then there was the new game, what you call it?
Overwatch.
No, Overwatch was playable there, and that's just the stuff Blizzard brought to the table. I mean, honestly, the guild hall was the best place to be.
Yeah. And I know our own Akizad ran a lot of the functions there. He was always on camera, saw you on camera quite a bit as well there, which is almost as good as being there. Not really.
Kinda, almost, but
Kinda,
yeah,
sorta.
not really.
Yeah, no. All right, and other AIE news or other AIE in general stuff, we also moved from the Ventrilo voice client for the guild to Mumble this year, and it does take some getting used to. There are people that have issues logging in, and so we've set up on the wiki, if you go to wiki.aie-guild.org and look for, just do a search on Mumble, there's an install and setup tutorial complete with screenshots on where to get your login information and how to log in. What's nice is everyone has their own password, so we don't have to constantly update 11 co-guilds message of the day and change the password and notify everyone, hey, everything's changed, but we can control it all now from one central point. So, and it provides a better voice client. So we really enjoy using Mumble, and glad we got that set up. And with that, I think, speaking of Mumble, we use it for a number of games that we play in, don't we, Aludra?
Yes, we do. Games that we play in AIE have seen much expansion, much growth, and much awesome things happen to them this year. Like in Warcraft, the Warlords of Draenor expansion. You had to be under a rock to not know the new expansion of World of Warcraft. It came out in November. If you are under a rock and you're insulted, I'm sorry, but get out from under there and experience some video games if you'd like, or explore the world. That'd probably be a better use of your time.
And Eludra will actually dig you out from under that rock because evidently
Yes, I will,
was 2014, the year of Eludra digging under.
Yes. Well, no, I would last year. This year, I don't know what my year's going to be, but we'll see. EVE Online saw Kronos, Sirius, Hyperion, Oceanus, Phoebe, and Rhea updates. That's a lot of updates, and some of them are gods. So, yeah, Good for you guys, EVE.
I think a lot. Yeah, you're right. A lot of those are gods.
Mm-hmm. SWTOR saw the Shadows of Revan, and it brought new content in December. Barely getting in there with their new content, but I hear the Strongholds are really great. Very awesome. The Secret World saw episodes number 9 and 10, along with a couple mission packs. They were out this year. Go, be secrets in the world. Yes. Redacted. Lord of the Rings Online, Update 13, The Breaking of Isengard, 14, The Paths of the Dead, and 15, Gondor Aflame were released. I wanted to read Gondor Aflame as Gryffindor Aflame.
Right.
Thus being an even bigger nerd in a Lord of the Rings conversation.
We need that game. That'd be great.
Gryffindor Aflame, yes. Star Trek Online saw Season 8.5, The Sphere, and Season 9 and 9.5, A New Accord. The Sphere and
a new car?
Yeah, I guess.
They got a ball to play with and a new car. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Oy.
And Rift saw the Nightmare Tide expansion. So, wow, guys. And then, of course, Guild Wars 2 is on here, but nobody wrote anything. But I happen to know they have lots of patches, lots of updates,
They do.
lots of content.
They're constantly updating it.
That game is busier than even freaking the busiest one here, which was EVE.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Then, of course, Elder Scrolls WildStar and Final Fantasy launched this year. So that's just new branches starting up. And then, of course, they've had their updates. Then we've got the AIE Nomads got started playing in all the games. Seriously, they played all the games AIE's in, and then they went to Steam and went, you know what, there's a lot of games in here we can be playing. And so they started playing those too. So if you're ever in a wandering mood, check out the Nomads, guys, because they are seriously a fun group. And sadly, like all good things that begin, some things had to end this year. Aww. Elder Scrolls Online shut its doors. At least the AIE branch did, due to lack of people, lack of interest, lack of, well, I don't know, but they decided that it was time to move on, and so they shut their doors.
Can you get the, shoot, we forgot to put the thingies in. The segments.
Cap.
Oh, I can grab that. Sorry. Give me just a second. So, and this will be an editing point. So, welcome to the live show.
No, leave this in. This is beautiful. This is showing the nuts and bolts of the AIE podcast and how wonderfully organized and truly in sync we are, guys.
Yep.
All pros here, all the time.
Yep, all pros here. Mega Minute. That's all we got.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
All right. So, now that we've got that chaos, and I'll have fun in post with that, that's our show tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank us for joining us. Thank you, us.
Because we're awesome.
Thank you, Tatsumi. Thank you, Eludra, for joining us tonight. You guys were the best guests.
Oh, well, thank you, Michaela. I was honored to talk to you and Tetsumi.
Awesome. So, if you have questions or comments about our show, about how maybe we should probably edit it a little better, or how we should actually complete our show notes before trying to go live, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can follow us at Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Tatsumi is at Ivory Tiger. Eludra is at Eludra_AIE. And I am at Cyberwave. We record live with video, which evidently you really want to be here to see, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen, and follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com. And now it's time to play all the great AIE member segments we received this week, which is Mega Minute.
Ooh, Mega Minute. Nice.
Yes.
I'm not doing a segment this week. I'm doing one next week.
Okay. And next week, or next show, actually, we'll be talking to Lanktheris in WoW. So until then, AIE, this is Tetsumi.
This is Eludra.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. All right, let's look at these show titles. Let's see.
How did you manage to mangle his name that badly as I watched you retype it?
Amazing.
Wow.
Aren't it great? Yeah. Typing is
hard. That was unique. I really feel bad for those who didn't get to see the evolution of Lanktheris' name in our show notes just now.
I know.
Wow. I was like, how did she even... I don't even know how to fix that. It's just starting to burn it down. Oh, look, she fixed it.
Yes.
Right? All right, so we got show title, Did We Really Do All That from Grippa? And we also have Because We're Awesome from Bright Totem. And then we have from Eludra, All the Reminders. Oh, wait, you can't suggest this. Yes, you can.
Wait, I didn't write anything.
In chat,
that was at Mewcow earlier. He said, in spite of all the reminders, I still forget about the show. And so I wrote, all the reminders! Show tittles. See, after show tittles, everything after that. That was before show tittles.
Right? I had to do that for Makala.
Ooh, Accuzod has sent Tet a private message, and we all now know.
I'll read it. Just kidding.
I like, did we really do all that?
Yeah.
I like that. Did we really do all that? I think we should correct that.
I heard a very little voice just now.
Sorry, that was me. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Show title grabbed. Did we really do all that from Grippa?
Thank you!
Thank you, guys.
All right.
And thank you so much for coming. Just a bookkeeping note, since you guys are all in the chat room still. They're still in the chat room, right?
Yep.
We actually are kind of bouncing with the idea of going every 2 weeks, depending on what we have scheduled. So, but of course, we'll let everyone know when we're going to be going live, if it's every 2 weeks or every week.
Yeah, if you guys have a problem with this, start a letter writing campaign to your local AIE branch GM. Let them know that you'd like to hear them speak more on your behalf on the show. Otherwise, yeah, we might just have to go twice a month.
There you go.
Every other week, twice a month, whatever.
All right, and with that, I'm going to cut the stream, and I will edit this tomorrow and get it posted.
Thank you
All right,
guys so much for showing.